This is going to sting them a lot. So they've lost their entire army and they've got one land left. There's no better way to spend Halloween than with Gitrog, Horror of Zhava. So this is the Alchemy version of the Gitrog monster. And it's interesting because it's kind of hard to build this. You can go a few directions. It certainly cares about lands and lands coming from the graveyard. But we'll read the first part first. At the beginning of each combat, if Gitrog, Horror of Zhava is untapped, any opponent may sacrifice a non-token creature. If they do, tap Gitrog and then seek a land and put it onto the battlefield tapped. So it's like a weird ramp spell, but I found that most of the time opponents are very unwilling to actually sacrifice things, and I guess it makes sense because giving someone land is quite powerful. And this is probably one of the toughest builds I've ever had to make, actually. One of the ways I've tried to synergize is whenever you play a land, it makes it have perpetually green-black sack the land and draw a card. So once that land goes to the graveyard, you will put cards in the deck that lets you play them from the graveyard again. So you've got Crucible of Worlds, Ramunap, Excavator, and also the Ancient Green Warden, which lets you replay them from the graveyard, and also Ancient Green Warden gives you 2 triggers of any ETBs. So it's kind of complex. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use this. Probably because it's a bit tricky. You want to use this as a beat stick most of the time. 4 mana 6/6 is pretty good. If an opponent sacks a creature, gives you a land, then it just helps you cast it again later. But yeah, it's tricky. Let's see what you think in the gameplay that will unfold before you. Don't forget, if you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to get notifications of more videos, and check out my Ko-fi donations page if you'd like to donate anything to help the channel grow. Let's get into the gameplay. I have to say there's a lot of there's a lot of Golgari mirrors since using the Gitrog. So it's certainly hitting some kind of algorithmic thingy. Don't really know how to phrase it. So essentially, using Gitrog monster will make you see more Golgari builds, essentially. So I think I'm going to leave Dig up here. I could use it to get myself a land, but I'm going to be greedy, I think, and try and use it as a demonic tutor. Here comes the old Slimefoot boy. So yeah, let's go for the Elspeth's Nightmare. Get rid of the thingy bob, and then we can look in the hand next turn. And we did miss a land drop, so sadly I think I'm going to have to dig up a swamp. Which is going to be... It's going to be useful to hit your land drops. And then the following turn we can go for Death Sprout. Perhaps if they go for another creature. But yeah, this deck feels very smooth. Gitrog monster comes out, threatens to kill him pretty quick. It is weird how we have 2 Gitrog monsters. I didn't realise that the Gitrog monster was that popular, but clearly it is. People love froggies, or evil froggies should I say. They're looking at Elspeth's. Wow, they gave me a land. So they'd rather I ramp instead of looking the hand. Okay. They must have a freaking good hand. Let's go for the Gitrog monster. And yeah, I think we're just going to swing in here. So it could be walking into a trap. They might have something like board wipe, but we shall find out. I'm still surprised they gave us that land with a trophy. It's kind of scary when you think about it, because it means that there's something they don't want us to look at. Could be casualties of war. Here comes the Gitrog trigger again. It's a 2-drop, so it does get killed by the culling ritual. But yeah, I think I'm going to kill the Slimefoot here. And then we can search for a basic land. And then I think I'm actually going to return the Death Sprout because I feel like they're a creature-based build. So having the Death Sprout multiple times over, multiple ramping is awesome. World Shaper is really great as well because when he dies, return all lands to the battlefield from the graveyard. And whenever he attacks, you mill 3 as well. So any kind of cycling... Okay, so there was a board wipe. Fair enough. Let's go for the World Shaper here. Crux of Fate, that certainly did the job. We have slowed them down quite a bit though. Like... Okay, so they've got a Gitrog as well. I guess we'll kill their Gitrog to get another land. A very odd game. We're trading blows back and forth here. I do like the World Shaper. So sadly he hits no lands. But Cling to Dust is going to be nice because we can cast this multiple times if the World Shaper keeps milling. No lands in the yard. Very, very odd. So this would be a great time for them to kill him now, I suppose. Damn, just thought of some great synergies with some of the new Alchemy. Okay, so they've got casualties of war. Okay, so they did have a casualty, so I was correct there. So interestingly, when he died, he did return the land because it died at the same time. That's strange, isn't it? Let's go for Old Rothstein. Okay, so we milled a land, which means we get a treasure. And having lands in the graveyard is good. We've got a few ways to, as I say, recur them. Kind of suspicious as to what kind of mushroom deck this is, considering... Nissa, okay. Well, our casualties is going to be freaking awesome then. Unless, of course, they have a way to protect Nissa, which is going to be annoying. Okay, so that's going to come in.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
I feel like I'd like to exile the casualties with the Cling to Dust. Just because if they ever end up getting this back, we're in a lot of trouble. So let's get rid of the casualties here. There's a lot of green ways to return cards. So if we hit a land drop, that would be nice as well. And then we have the casualties in the following turn to hopefully deal with Nissa. So this becomes a land forever. Okay. Land in the graveyard, so we get another treasure. So creature, land, planeswalker. So creature, I think we're going to go for the castle and then the Nissa. If they have hexproof, it's going to be pretty bad for us. Nice, that's an amazing hit. And Feed the Swarm kills the land as well, and we lose 0, which is awesome. Because it's mana cost of 0, of course. So we have set them back quite a ways back there. Not really sure what they can do to come back from this. If we Eternal Witness, we can bring back the World Shaper. Another Nissa.
Through this land, we are
it's pretty
all
crazy.
connected.
We could use the Tom's Witness to get back casualties, I suppose.
Harness the elements.
I think that's what we're going to do here. It's very cheeky. And they might concede. So yeah, we'll pass to them. They can already ultimate, which is one of the... This is why this is kind of one of the scariest ones, because lands entering equals draw cards is just ridiculous.
Spring, it eternal.
Scape shift. Any number of lands. Oof. Maybe we'll just get rid of one there. Get rid of the Kosalok Thwain, I think. Slow them down a little bit. Oh no, escape shift. I was thinking it was the other one, return them from the graveyard. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I misread there. I thought it was Wilderness Reclamation. So this is going to let them draw so many cards because of the emblem here. So they're going to get 5 cards in hand. That is actually kind of crazy. I mean, they've only got 12 life, so... yeah, I'm not really sure what they're going for, because since they got rid of Field of the Dead, there's not really much else in terms of scariness. I mean, they've got 5 lands, 7 cards in hand. They still can't cast Slimefoot. Well, they could play a land here, I think. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. So now I'm not sure who's doing better. Really not sure here. The Ren and 7 might help. Cut down. Oh my goodness. Crazy. Let's create a attacker here.
The entire forest is in
Make it slightly larger. So land equals draw. Can we survive this? I mean, anything that puts lands into play is just going to be crazy. Okay, so that's going to get them a land. Draw a card. This can now attack and or block. They only have 10 though. The eliminate does get rid of the Topio Stomper. Heartless Act. Okay. It's pretty annoying, I have to say. So many lands. So many lands. Okay, let's tick up here. Wow, some great hits there. So, what do we do? I feel like we want to protect the Ren and 7 so we can play more things with Ren and 7. World Shaper doesn't seem that good anymore, really, does it? Phyrexian Tower, eliminate casualties, cling. Go for the Gitrog monster, and then, yeah, I think this works, because then in their turn, if they target any of our stuff, we can go for the Yonti Scale Shield. Gives our permanents hexproof and indestructible. That might win us the game, depending on if they have a second response to this. Yeah, that emblem has severely hindered us. Oh, emblems. Emblems are joyous, not putrefy. Let's see if this can resolve them. So I'll have to use another kill spell here in response. Okay, so that's 2 kill spells. We can still block with the Timeless Witness though, because it's indestructible. Holy crap, 3 kill spells in one turn. Okay, so our Ren and 7's dead. Okay, that is pretty annoying.
I have other
right, let's go for the Find Broker, so we might be able to loop some stuff here. So we'll get back the Timeless Witness. Yeah, they're going to start hating us soon. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have a casualty, so we're going to be able to kind of loop this for a while. So yeah, we'll get rid of the hive because that's going to annoy me by getting rid of stuff in our graveyard. They've got 5 cards. Five cards still. As if they use 3 removal spells in 1 turn. That is pretty ludicrous, but they have drawn a lot of cards here. Once upon a time. Okay, so they've got a land. They've already played a land. So they won't be playing that here. Desperation move, perhaps? Okay, so we've got the Timeless Witness. Get back the casualties. Yep. Being an absolute dick, of course. Creature and land. So I wonder how many times we can loop this. If Timeless Witness dies, we can do it again. This is the thing about Golgari. The loops are crazy. To think we've played this 3 times and still don't feel safe. Just have to hold out. We've actually got lethal on board. Their general costs 8, so it's unlikely that they cast that because they'll probably die because we have eliminate. Cobra, so that's a blocker, so now they get extra land and extra card. I suppose the only upside here is more lands equals they have to wait. So we still have lethal because we've got the Culling Ritual that can just get rid of the Lotus Cobra. So they play, I want them to play a lot of 2-drops Maelstrom Pulse. Okay. Fastwood Surge, they're getting desperate. Oh no, they draw more cards, don't they? Oh my god. And they can play something else as well. They're down to 55 cards. They have ramped hard. Consider that we've killed, I think, 5 or 6 lands. What do we want to get back here? Is it, I mean, Ren? I think we just eliminate this for now. We swing in. And we'll leave up. Right, so let's use that. Okay, so we're not going to have enough mana to do what we want to do. So I think we'll use the arena here on the Witness. And then, okay, so we've got Gitrog monster plus intervention. So they're going to have 2 2 removal spells here to take care of Gitrog. Oh my god, okay. So we do have an answer for this with the Culling Ritual. Well, we have an answer for the Saprolings. Wayward Swordtooth. Oh, that's annoying. So now they get more tokens, more land drops. Jeez. Oh no. Please stop this. This is crazy. Oh no. Painful. Painful. Okay. So I do wonder if they're going to start sacking Saprolings here. Let's give it the Timeless Witness here. What can we get back that's going to be useful? No idea, to be honest. Maybe the Grasp? Let's see if that'll do it. Okay. So this is the CMC for this is 0. Okay, so we might as well use it for mana. Go for the culling ritual here. So we want to try and kill as many blockers as we can. They may have a protection spell. Okay, interesting. Right, so if they have a way to get this hexproof. Okay, this has got menace, so they're going to have to sacrifice that creature. So they have to sacrifice it here, or we kill them with combat damage, unless they have fog. Blimey, this is a technical game. So go on, sacrifice it then. We are going to use... we're going to have all our lands out soon. 59, 49. Unbelievable. That emblem just changed the flow of this entire game. Are they just roping me now? The thing is, if they sack, they still live, so I don't know what the point of roping here is. Well, seeing as this is a Halloween episode, I suppose we'll give you a review of Werewolf by Night, which is one of Marvel's latest horror shorts they've released. It's not a true short, it's 50 minutes, about 50 minutes, so it's pretty cool. I would highly recommend it if you haven't seen it yet and you're a fan of something spooky on Halloween. It's not overtly linked to the MCU. I mean, it does have a little thing at the beginning which kind of links it, but it's just a really cool kind of story about some assassins, I guess you could call them, hunting a monster in order to claim an heirloom. And the heirloom is called the Bloodstone, and it grants its wielder immeasurable power to fight monsters. And yeah, that's all I really want to say, because everything else will kind of ruin it for you. But yeah, it's super well shot. It's all shot in black and white, apart from a little bit of red. So if you've seen Sin City or stuff like 300 or The Spirit, then you'll know kind of like the style that's going for. It pays homage to a lot of old classic horror tropes and films, like creature features, and it's just really fun. And I think in 15 minutes they managed to convey a lot more action, horror, emotion into it than a lot of the other Marvel stuff I've been watching lately, especially the long form stuff. It's nice to have a break from the long form stuff and just go for something shorter. So yeah, Werewolf by Night. Give it a watch on Disney Plus. And Disney, if you want to pay me to show your products, yeah, go on then, why not? I need something to do whilst my opponent ropes me, don't I? We go first against Raga Draga. Vraska's going to be pretty decent if we can get her out, because she kills most of the mana dorks that this deck probably uses. Terra Sunder might be able to get a mana rock if they play those, but it's pretty unlikely here. Just realised how awesome the artwork is for this. I think this is a sleeper hit. 4 to exile any non-permanent is something that you'd normally pay for by itself, but the fact you can, essentially it's a split card. You could pay 2 to just get rid of Artifact Enchantment. Exile as well. Pretty sweet. The extinction event's going to go long here. 4-1. So we want to see a mass of evens or odds before we use this. Ooh, we can just exile that here to save our mana. Later turns. I don't want this to go off. They did already get a ramp spell out of it, but Broken Bond. James Bond. So we've got odds. So they could go even, evens. The extinction event could kill both of those. Nissa.
I will aid you.
Okay, that's pretty
Rise, my
ridiculous, but
elemental friend.
I think we may be okay. Do we bait them? So we could get rid of... So this is 3, that's 4. Kind of want to bait them a bit more, because if we... We could grasp the elves. Because that's Arden, we're Arden. We want to get the extinction event on 4. Yeah, so we're going to bait them a bit. This might not pan out. Essentially, if they don't hit a land, they make another land into a creature. Next turn, the event will get 2 lands. They could, of course, just tick up without actually... Oh, emergent sequence. That's pretty brutal. If we get this off... So that's already a 1-1. So how much mana do they have? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swinging for 6. No blocks. So next turn they can get to 8, which is pretty terrifying. Oh wow, we're going to get a critical mass here. This is going to sting them a lot. So they've lost their entire army and they've got 1 land left. And we'll still hit Nissa. Let's see what they can do here. I don't think you'll get a better hit than that with the extinction event, guys. Oh, pretty sweet. Soul of Windgrace. So that's one of the latest cards from Dominaria United. 3 very relevant abilities. Whenever he enters or attacks, you put a land from a graveyard. I just read that a graveyard. Okay, that's pretty awesome. So you can steal lands. It's pretty tough to kind of judge how powerful he is because he does so many things. I guess the answer to the question is very powerful. Gain life. Draw a card. Indestructible. Yeah, they're all very relevant things. Never actually faced one before, so we're going to have to see how we get on here. I mean, I presume they're going to have lots of ways to recur lands. So, do we really just want to play the Gitrog with no protection? I don't think so. So, let's wait one more turn. We want to play him out when we have the Snakeskin Veil to protect. And they pass their turn with 3 mana up, so it could be any number of removal spells at this point. Field of Ruin. Aww, that sucks. I don't really want to take 7 by drawing a card. It's a bit risky. But I could have done it with the Castle Lochthwain. So yeah, there's the Field of Ruin going for the Castle Lochthwain. Yeah, maybe there was an argument there to hold it back, but Field of Ruin isn't a card that sees much play anymore because they got rid of Field of the Dead, so there you go. Obviously, when they play the Soul of Windgrace, they can put the Field of Ruin back. So, unless, of course, we exile it, that could be relevant. So there's the trophy, and here's our protection. Punish them. Obviously, they could have any number of removal spells being chunned. Okay, so when they target the land, we're going to exile it as well. From a graveyard. So they're clearly going to target our Lochthwain. So let's exile that. Damn, the fact it says a graveyard. It doesn't target either. Which is pretty bull. Let's get a combat first here. Down to 18. And yeah, let's go for the Ancient Green Warden here. I'm still trying to get over the fact this doesn't target. You may put a land. I wonder why that is. Did they just put that on there to make it uber powerful? Most things target 4. Wow, they're just exiled all the creatures. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Okay, we'll go for the Wren. And I think we shall make a dude here. So it looks like they've missed a few land drops despite being a land deck. I think that's a mistake a lot of people make. They don't put enough lands in. Luckily this isn't a land creature, so the Field of Ruin is not going to work. Boseiju reaches skyward. Okay. Blood Chief's Thirst. Okay, it's kind of annoying, but there you go. Let's go for the Gitrog monster, then we can play a land. And then we'll destroy the Boseiju reaches skyward to stop them returning something back. And then we can play another land. So we're doing our landfall really nicely here. No more lands, please. And then we can reveal to hit potentially more lands. Wowzers. That's a pretty spicy hit considering that these lands do more than just land. Silverback Elder in the graveyard. Oof. Ruin Blaster. Kind of a strange build. I mean, okay. I mean, I get the idea. They're destroying our lands to play them, but my goodness, so many kill spells. So that's 4 kill spells there. Oh, Rutstein's a good one. I kind of want a blocker for the Ruin Blaster. Okay. Wow, there's loads of land. Timeless Witness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a blood. So we go for the gate. And yeah, we can pass turn. Hopefully they don't have any more ways to exile our stuff. Red and 7 works really well with Cling to Dust. Just helps us draw so many things. So they're going to get a land back. Do they have any lands in their graveyard? No. So now we can be mega cheeky. So we're going to exile something from their graveyard and we're going to get rid of the lands in our graveyard. And stop them ramping, the cheeky buggers. And this way they don't get to ramp. Yeah, see? Right, so now we're going to discard a card and we can draw one after the fact. Infernal Grasp is great. So yeah, let's kill the soul here. We can get something back if we want to. Yeah, I think it's a good time to go for the Witness in case they exile it anyhow. And we'll get back the giant gorilla guy. He's pretty cool. And then we might as well activate again. Fill the graveyard. Wow, we're hitting a lot of land. So yeah, Ren and 7 doing a lot of work here. And we might as well get in for 1 damage. We've still got 2 blockers left. So many cards in our hand. If they attack, they have a board wipe. But they don't. Great Henge. So we have the Boseiju for that. Eliminate as well. I think we're going to 0 here. Just go ramp to the extreme.
Land lends us its
Putting all these into play is going to give them an incredibly hard time. Let's get rid of the Great Henge because that's going to keep them in the game. It does ramp them, but yeah, it's all good. And once again, we're keeping them off lands, so that's a good thing. And yeah, we'll go for the gorilla. If they board wipe, so be it. Let's just swing in with the one that matters here. And be patient and pass. So even if they use something like Casualties of War, it's still not too bad, to be honest. Hero's Downfall. Okay. Their deck is essentially removal. Whenever a dragon you control is dealt damage. Okay. So it doesn't have haste. Let's exile the Great Henge from their graveyard. And we get to draw a card here. Tear Asunder, that's a freaking awesome answer here. And also the Putrefy. Let's get rid of the dragon then. So that should make it a bit easier. Mill the graveyard a bit more.
We will help you find safe ground.
And we can even go for the Gitrog monster here. Kill their blocker. I think that's been around far too long. And swinging for 6, so we're on lethal here. If they board wipe, then obviously they'll save themselves, but they've had a lot of answers this game. What exactly are they looking at here? Ancient Brass Dragon, okay. So this is a last ditch attempt of defending themselves. So we have the removal, so we don't want to use a blood, to be honest. Okay, let's see if they have any protection spells here. Doesn't look like it. And we got him. That was a pretty grueling game, actually. So much removal. Don't forget to check out more of my videos, and also my Ko-fi donations page. You can donate as little or as much as you want.